INFJs are often described as enigmatic, empathetic, and visionary individuals. They navigate the world with a deep sense of purpose, seeking to understand themselves and others while striving to make a meaningful impact. But behind their strength and idealism lies a challenge: the fear of stepping fully into their power, authenticity, and potential. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and founder of analytical psychology, believed that personal growth comes from embracing all aspects of the self, including those we fear or avoid. For INFJs, this means confronting the parts of themselves they've suppressed, challenging societal expectations, and living boldly in alignment with their true nature. This guide will explore Jung's philosophy and provide actionable steps to help INFJs break free from their limitations and become the version of themselves they've been afraid to be. INFJs are often described as deeply introspective and empathetic individuals, guided by a strong sense of purpose. However, these same traits can make them particularly susceptible to fear of failure, rejection, misunderstanding, and even success. For INFJs, these fears stem from their unique psychological wiring and their internal drive to achieve perfection in all that they do. At their core, INFJs have a relentless desire to contribute meaningfully to the world. They often carry a vision of who they should be, someone deeply impactful, wise, and inspiring. However, the weight of this vision can feel overwhelming. The pressure to live up to an idealized self-image creates a paralyzing fear of not being enough. Many INFJs also struggle with imposter syndrome, doubting their abilities despite their talents and accomplishments. This self-doubt, combined with their natural tendency to overthink, can keep them stuck in a cycle of procrastination and avoidance. INFJs' deep emotional capacity makes them cautious about sharing their true thoughts and feelings. Vulnerability feels like exposing the innermost parts of their soul, a daunting prospect, especially for a personality type that thrives on harmony and connection. The fear of being judged or rejected often leads INFJs to stay silent, even when they have something valuable to share. Imagine an INFJ who dreams of starting a blog to share their insights on mental health. Despite having a wealth of ideas, they hold back, fearing criticism or that their writing won't resonate with readers. This hesitation stems not from a lack of ability, but from an inner fear of stepping into the spotlight and risking exposure. INFJs often feel different from those around them, as if their thoughts and values operate on a different wavelength. Their rich inner world, shaped by intuition and abstract thinking, can make it challenging to connect with others who may not share their depth of understanding. This sense of being misunderstood creates a fear of opening up, as INFJs may feel that their complexity will be met with indifference or confusion. To protect themselves, they may withdraw, limiting their ability to form meaningful connections. Carl Jung believed that fear is not merely an obstacle. It is a gateway to self-discovery. In his view, fear arises when we resist aspects of ourselves that are crucial for growth. For INFJs, this means their fear often signals the presence of untapped potential or unresolved inner conflicts. INFJs' perfectionistic tendencies make them acutely afraid of failure. They set high standards for themselves and fear falling short, which can lead to procrastination or avoiding challenges altogether. Perfectionism often masks a fear of imperfection. Embracing failure as a natural part of growth helps INFJs move forward with courage. As highly empathetic individuals, INFJs value deep connections and harmony. The thought of being rejected or criticized can feel devastating, leading them to hide their true selves or avoid situations where they might face scrutiny. True connection requires vulnerability. Rejection is not a reflection of one's worth, but a part of life's natural dynamics. Surprisingly, many INFJs fear success as much as they fear failure. Success often brings visibility, responsibility, and pressure, which can feel overwhelming for this introspective and private personality type. Success aligns with individuation only when it reflects the individual's authentic values. INFJs must define success on their terms rather than fearing societal expectations. Instead of viewing fear as a negative force, see it as an opportunity for self-expansion. Ask yourself, what lesson is my fear trying to teach me? If you fear public speaking, reflect on how confronting this fear could help you grow in confidence and share your ideas more effectively. You don't have to conquer your fears overnight. Start small and gradually build confidence. If you fear vulnerability, try sharing a personal thought or feeling with a trusted friend and observe their reaction. INFJs are often their harshest critics. Cultivating self-compassion allows them to approach fear with kindness rather than judgment. Fear is a natural part of the INFJ's journey to self-discovery. By confronting their fears rather than avoiding them, INFJs can unlock their hidden potential and become the authentic, powerful individuals they are meant to be. Jung's philosophy reminds us that fear is not the enemy, it's the key to transformation. Jung's concept of the shadow self refers to the parts of our personality that we suppress or deny because they conflict with our self-image. For INFJs, the shadow might include traits like assertiveness, anger, or ambition, qualities they avoid to maintain their identity as kind, harmonious individuals. When INFJs reject their shadow, it doesn't disappear. It manifests in unhealthy ways, such as passive-aggressiveness, burnout, or feelings of inauthenticity. Embracing the shadow allows INFJs to access untapped power and integrate all aspects of themselves. Reflect on traits you dislike in others. They may reveal aspects of your shadow self that if you judge people who are outspoken, you might be suppressing your own desire to speak up. Find constructive ways to express these traits. For example, channeling assertiveness into setting boundaries, sit quietly, and visualize a conversation with your shadow self. Ask it what it needs from you. For many INFJs, vulnerability feels like stepping into the spotlight without armor, exposing the most tender parts of themselves to judgment or rejection. The paradox is that this perceived weakness is actually a profound source of strength. Vulnerability allows for authentic connections, emotional resilience, and the courage to live in alignment with one's true self. INFJs are highly attuned to the emotions of others and excel at reading between the lines. This sensitivity, while a gift, makes them hyper-aware of potential risks in opening up. They may fear that revealing their true thoughts, feelings, or struggles will. Vulnerability can feel like handing someone ammunition to use against them, lead to INFJ's depth of thought, and emotion may be met with confusion or indifference. Before sharing with others, practice being vulnerable with yourself. Journaling is an excellent tool for exploring your innermost thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. Write about a time when you felt afraid to be vulnerable. What happened? And what did you learn? Begin practicing vulnerability in low-risk environments with trusted individuals. This could be a close friend, family member, or a therapist. Whenever you feel the urge to hide your emotions or downplay your struggles, remind yourself that sharing is an act of courage, not weakness. My vulnerability is a bridge to connection, not a sign of fragility. INFJs often strive to appear composed and competent, but true connection happens when you let others see your imperfections. Share something imperfect about yourself, a mistake you made, a fear you have, or a goal you're struggling to achieve, with someone you trust. Vulnerability is a two-way street. When someone else shares with you, respond with empathy and openness. This creates a reciprocal dynamic where vulnerability feels safe and valued. One of the greatest barriers to vulnerability is the fear of rejection. INFJs often anticipate the worst-case scenario, that their openness will be met with criticism, indifference, or betrayal. However, rejection is rarely as catastrophic as it seems. When you share your authentic self, you attract people who resonate with your truth. Relationships built on mutual vulnerability are often the most fulfilling. Hiding your true self is exhausting. Vulnerability liberates you from the need to maintain a facade, allowing you to live with greater ease and authenticity. Stepping into vulnerability requires courage, but it also fosters self-confidence and resilience. Every time you embrace vulnerability, you strengthen your ability to handle life's challenges. Redefining vulnerability as strength is a transformative process for INFJs. It allows you to step out of the shadows, share your unique gifts, and build deeper, more meaningful connections. As Carl Jung reminds us, embracing vulnerability is not just an act of courage. It's a vital step toward becoming your true self. When was the last time you allowed yourself to be truly vulnerable? What was the outcome, and how did it change your perspective? Share your thoughts in the comments below. INFJs are natural idealists, driven by a vision of how the world could be. While this is one of their greatest strengths, it can also lead to frustration and disillusionment when reality doesn't align with their ideals. Jung stressed the importance of grounding visionary ideas in practical action. INFJs must learn to balance their aspirations with an acceptance of life's imperfections. Instead of trying to change the world, focus on impacting one person or community at a time. Celebrate progress. Rather than focusing solely on what's left to achieve, reflect on one thing you accomplished today that aligns with your larger vision. While learning about their INFJ personality type can be validating, some INFJs fall into the trap of using their type as a justification for avoiding growth. Statements like, "I'm just not good at extroverted activities because I'm an INFJ," can reinforce limiting beliefs. Jung warned against rigidly identifying with archetypes. Personality types are tools for self-awareness, not excuses to avoid change. True individuation requires exploring all facets of the psyche, even those that feel unlike you. Identify a belief about INFJs that has held you back, that if you assume you can't be spontaneous, try planning an unstructured day and see what happens. Take on activities or responsibilities that push you outside your comfort zone. Repeat, "I am more than a label. I am dynamic and evolving." INFJs often feel like outsiders, worried that their depth and complexity will never be fully understood. This fear can lead to isolation or self-censorship. Jung believed that the fear of misunderstanding stems from a deeper fear of rejection. By embracing your authenticity, you attract people who resonate with your true self and let go of those who don't. Express your thoughts and feelings without worrying about how they'll be received. Seek out communities or friendships where your depth is appreciated. Remind yourself, not everyone needs to understand me for me to be valid. Success is one of the most subjective and deeply personal concepts, yet society often tries to box it into predefined templates: wealth, status, power, or external validation. For INFJs, who are driven by inner purpose and meaning, these conventional ideas of success can feel hollow or misaligned with their values. To thrive, INFJs must redefine success in a way that resonates with their unique identity and aspirations. INFJs often feel like outliers in a world that celebrates extroversion, material gain, and superficial achievements. Their deep introspection and focus on purpose can make societal metrics of success, like job titles or financial milestones, seem disconnected from their inner world. This disconnect can lead to feelings of inadequacy or frustration, as INFJs strive to fit into molds that don't suit them. INFJs crave careers and lifestyles that align with their deeper values. A high-paying job that lacks purpose will likely leave them unfulfilled. INFJs may feel torn between their internal compass and societal expectations, fearing judgment. If they pursue unconventional paths, the INFJ's perfectionism can amplify societal pressures, making them feel like they must achieve everything to be deemed successful. An INFJ might be working in a prestigious corporate role, but feel unfulfilled because their job doesn't allow them to help others or pursue creative passions. While society might see them as successful, their inner self yearns for something more meaningful. Jung's philosophy of individuation, the process of becoming one's true self, offers profound insights into redefining success. He believed that success should not be dictated by external standards, but should emerge naturally as a byproduct of living in alignment with one's authentic self. That by aligning your goals with your values, you can achieve a sense of purpose and meaning that no external accolade can provide. What does success mean to you? How can you start aligning your life with your personal vision of success? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Becoming the INFJ you're afraid to be is a journey of courage, vulnerability, and self-discovery. It's about breaking free from fear, embracing your complexity, and living authentically in alignment with your inner truth. Carl Jung's philosophy reminds us that growth comes not from staying within our comfort zones, but from stepping boldly into the unknown. What fears or limitations have been holding you back from becoming your true self? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this post with others who are on their own journey of self-discovery. Together, let's continue to grow and evolve.